Hey everybody, Aaron Cowan with Sage Dynamics. What I want to talk to you about today is drawing from concealment. This is something we practice, or we should practice. Obviously, if you have to use an indoor range, you don't have the ability to practice it at the range, so you got to work on it at home. Obviously, we want to be proficient in this because we have to clear our cover garment, be it just a t-shirt or a jacket or what have you, from the path of our weapon. Now, there's two pretty popular methods to do this. There's a two-handed method and a one-hand only method. The two-handed method, you use your support hand to clear the garment, access the weapon, and then there's a one-hand only method where you just use your primary hand. Now, why it's important to know both methods is, especially with the primary hand only method, is if my other hand is occupied, be it pushing a loved one to safety, pulling a door closed, pushing a door open, operating a flashlight, or maybe it's wounded, I need to be able to access my weapon with my primary hand only. So I'm going to cover that inside the waistband, outside the waistband, hip carry, and from Appendix, the three most popular carry methods. Now, obviously, the two-handed method is very beneficial, and that it allows you to clear more of the garment out of the path of the weapon and leave your primary hand free just to access the weapon. If I'm wearing like an open button-up, short sleeve, long sleeve, or a jacket or something of that nature, I can just grab that loose hem and clear it completely out of the path of the weapon as I access it. Obviously, your clothing fit is a concern. If you're wearing a t-shirt or something like that, the fit, I wear shirts that fit, as opposed to going like a size larger or something like that, more for concealment's sake. The tighter the garment, the more concern it's going to be with interfering with the draw. So it's definitely something you got to work on. Every morning you get dressed or when you buy a new jacket or something like that, definitely put it on, especially in the morning when you holster up. Get a few practice draws in to make sure that that garment's not really going to mess with your draw stroke in the event that you need your weapon. Now, for an inside the waistband access hip carry, two-handed, my support hand, I'm going to be drawing with my left, is going to grab the garment at the hem, be it closer to the weapon, midline, or underneath the arm. I can pull up on the garment and access the weapon, and then release the garment and go into a two-handed grip if possible. Now, a one-hand only draw. Like we said, your support hand is occupied. Say I got a flashlight in my hand or something like that. Now, obviously, I can still, with the flashlight in my hand or what have you, access and do a two-handed draw. However, if I need the light, using the light takes precedence. Say I've got it in the face of a threat, or I'm illuminating something or what have you, I can use my primary hand only to access the weapon. Two ways to do that. First way is simply just grab the garment, come up, and then go down on the gun. That pins the garment between your wrist and your body and allows you unobstructed access to the weapon. The second method is just with the thumb to sweep from the back and come up on the grip of the gun. That method, I don't prefer it because it doesn't grab as much as the garment as a whole hand grab. However, under speed, it's still very possible to use it. Now, you might catch a little bit of the garment on the way out, but that's fine because you're going to pull through it. And of course, in an actual self-defense scenario, you're not going to get time to reset and practice your draw again. So this is obviously something you need proficient with, practice with both hands. Now, this is an inside the waistband. The great thing about inside the waistband carry is it does not have as much of a holster to interfere with the weapon itself. Whereas an outside the waistband, the shirt could snag underneath the holster or something like that. Okay, as I already kind of talked about, outside the waistband carry. There's more holster, more areas, more corners, more what have you, for the shirt to snag on the holster because it's outside the waistband. There, you can find yourself in a situation where the shirt becomes tucked underneath it and trapped in between the holster and the pants or what have you. So obviously, drawing from an outside the waistband holster from concealment does present some additional concerns, but if you're violent enough on the uptake of your garment, it shouldn't matter. The mechanics are basically the same. Support hand draw, I'm going to grab the garment, I'm going to clear it out of the path of the weapon, and I'm going to complete my draw. Primary hand only, using my hand to block, work a light, open a door, close a door, push someone to cover, pull someone behind me, what have you. Same thing, whole garment grip, pin it between the body and the wrist, complete my draw. Okay, for appendix carry, support hand assisted. It's going to grab the garment, same as every other draw. It's going to pull up, clear the garment from the path of the weapon, two-handed grip as soon as possible. Now, primary hand only, not much difference. Grab the hem, it pins between the wrist and the stomach, allows you to grip on the weapon, and bring your hand out. Now, I obviously didn't want to put this out there to insult anybody's intelligence. I'm sure all responsible gun carriers, they practice their draw. However, I have seen some people come to my CCW classes or other classes where they carry concealed, and I see people only using one draw method where they might find themselves, especially in Sims classes, where that other hand is occupied doing something and they're still trying to do a two-handed draw from concealment. So I wanted to put this out there for people who maybe haven't considered the implications of being able to draw their weapon from concealment using only one hand. Both methods are beneficial. Arguably, using your support hand assisted method is going to be faster than clearing with just your primary hand. However, knowing both methods, being proficient in both methods, and knowing which method to use in the situation you're presented with is going to be very, very beneficial for you. I'm Aaron Cowan with Sage Dynamics. Train accordingly.